Welcome to Happy Hour. We are in the bitter cold months of winter, and what better to feature during the bitter cold months of winter than bitters? The cleverness of this show will never cease to whelm you. Thanks for tuning in. So, what are bitters? Bitters are water and alcohol and vegetal, botanical, or plant matter, wherein the alcohol extracts the flavors of that plant-based matter and brings those flavors into the bitters. They are used to make your cocktails a little more bitter or bittersweet. Initially, when introduced, bitters were supposed to be medicinal in nature. You can picture the old snake oil salesperson rolling up with their cart and horse and rolling up the side of the thing and saying, step right up here, one bottle of Dr. Busybottom's bitters will make a blind man see. And that's not what happened, but those bitters will, in soda water, it will kind of make your tum-tums feel nice if your tum-tums are going grum-grums. So yeah, there's something to be said to it, for it, at it, about it. This month we're going to feature a handful of drinks, 4 to be exact, that feature bitters. There are a few different types of, rewind. There are a zillion different types of bitters. There are 3 that are kind of like the most popular. One, Angostura bitters, which are ubiquitous at every bar. They're everywhere. I mean, I feel like you can get these just about everywhere. Fee Brothers also makes bitters. Reagan's Orange Bitters number 6, because apparently 1 through 5 were shit. So they moved on. And Peychaud's bitters, which are used famously in a Sazerac, which we'll show you how to make, I think, in episode 4. So those are our 3 types of bitters. We're predominantly going to be using the Angostura bitters. And I bet you have a bottle, so let's work through that bottle, shall we? Today, we are going to make an old-fashioned. So let's get to it. An old-fashioned is one of those drinks where there are a zillion different ways to make it. Each house has their own take on an old-fashioned. Each bartender has their own take on what goes in it. I'm just going to show you how I like to make an old-fashioned, and we'll just walk you through that and agree, disagree, John versus Paul, Beatles versus Stones, I don't really care, it's all good. We're going to start with an orange slice, and we're going to try to get some of the orange juice involved, so don't be stingy. We're going to drop that orange slice just right in the bottom of a rocks glass. Then, a little bit of sugar. A sugar cube would do, so about a cube's amount of sugar. That looks right to me. And it looks right because I got my new glasses. Progressive lenses. Any older viewers? Progressive lenses? Can't say enough good about them. And then we're going to put a cherry in here as well, and I'm going to use a Luxardo maraschino cherry. Whoop. Yumtown, USA. And then we'll take our bitters and give this about 3-4 shakes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you put the bitters in just now to kind of give it a little bit of a little more liquid in order to break up, melt the sugar, dissolve the sugar, not melt. So we're just going to make all this into a mushy pile of yum-yums. Get the juice out of the orange. Break up the cherry. The goal being to dissolve the sugar. And you can tell, because it stops going crunch. When it stops going crunch, you're good. All right. Add some ice. Ice to taste, I guess. Maybe a little more. That looks good to me. And then 2 ounces. I guess my glasses aren't that good. 2 ounces of bourbon. I'm using Buffalo Trace today. Very good. Yumtown. And then Let's just take our spoon and give that a little stir. There we go. Everything's all mixed up. I'll just go ahead and garnish it with an orange peel. Because you can do that, the zesting thing. Squeezy squeeze, express oils. Give it a little rimmaroo. Drop it in. There we go. That's how I do an old fashioned. Let's have a sip. Sweet, but not too. Because of the orange juice, sweet. Sugar, sweet. The cherry, sweet. Bourbon, sweet. Your bitters really come into play, making it bitter or bittersweet, to kind of balance the drink out a little bit. This is one of those drinks that's not sugary like a rum drink where you have a sip like sugar blast, but it is overall pretty sweet. So having that nice bitter balance in the drink, and also the warming spice nature of it. And oftentimes cinnamon is used in making these and other spices, warming spices. So kind of balances the drink out and just keeps it from being orange juice and whiskey with sugar, basically. So the bitters bring in a surprising amount. You should also note that bitters are high in volume of alcohol. So yeah, they're high proof. And they range from like high proof to you can run your lawnmower on it, high in proof. So just keep that in mind. I mean, you're only adding a few, but a little bit goes a long way with bitters. But they do bring a delicious flavor to almost anything. I don't know if you saw the hot toddy we made a little while ago for the holiday things. The holiday drinks I went a little overboard with the bitter. I go overboard with the bitters. I go overboard with everything in my toddy. But here, a few dashes will do, and it really ties the room together. This has been an old fashioned. And this has been Happy Hour, brought to you by Maine Spirits. You can learn more about this drink and many other drinks at mainspirits.com. You can download their app for your smartphone, which is a smart move. What to buy, where to buy it, and what to do with it once you get it. You can also follow them on Instagram at Maine_spirits. But as always, for like a long time now we've been doing these, I'm going to implore you to drink deliciously and responsibly. Ta-ta!